Well, we are back with more Steel Division 2. Today we are looking at a 1v1 in the 1v1 tournament between Colonel and Fredericka. I'm just gonna call him Fred or Frederick because that's gonna be a long pronunciation. But anyways, Frederick is playing as the first Pikoti Taduska something with Maverick Income. There's a deck code in the description. He's basically playing as the Polish. And we have Colonel Koenig 42 who's playing as the first Ski Jaeger. Really, really powerful with a lot of good tank destroyers. So we're just gonna get into it. Before we do so, let's quickly go through the units. So we have Colonel Koenig with MG42 and Sturm Jaeger basically. Going far north, a T-34, some Sturm Jaeger, some Ski Jaegers, and an MG and a sharpshooter, so recon sniper team, going kind of mid-top. To the middle town we have a lot of Ski Jaegers, some Pioneers, an MG42, sniper team. We actually have AA as well, and a Marder 3, and they're mainly going here. And in the far south we have some Panzerschreck teams, 37 mil, Sturm Fusiliers, Pioneers, Ski Jaeger, Sturm Fusiliers, and Pioneers, basically lining up that forest. They'll be fighting against a PTRS squad, some NKVDs, a Strelkov, some Descent, Otsiel Karnis, and Drozina Sturmovas. I think I'm pronouncing those pretty good. An Su-57 and a T-34E are also going to the south. So a bit more armor on the red team here. Now, Fredericka is also spawning another PTRS squad, some NKVDs, and some machine gun squads together with a leader. Some riflemen, a ZIS-3, which is quite heavy, and a T-34E, and these are all going to the middle. In the north, it's just a bunch of line infantry, PTRS squad going to the mid-top and the far top side, together with a Strelki LKM. So this will be quite interesting. There's definitely a bit more armor, I would say, on... Actually, it's quite equal. Marder 3 and a T-34. And here we got a two T-34s. So the PTR squad just rushing through, trying to get those early snipes on some of these poor vehicles, I'm guessing. Looks like we already have an engagement in the far north. That poor PTR squad. I'm really happy that that didn't work, because I really don't like that strategy of PTR squads taking down entire transports. Well, it hit it just twice, didn't blow it up, which is really lucky, and the Pioneers got out. Very nice. I am actually happy to see that. Now, in the middle, Koenig definitely does have the upper hand here. Looks like he has a really good position with a Ski Jaeger and Sturm Ski Jaeger, and let's be honest, his division is the stronger one. The first Ski Jaeger have really good infantry. Like, look at these guys with their STG 44s. Then you have these guys with MP40s, rifles, MG42s, Panzerfaust. You have Pioneer teams. It's nuts. Whereas these disheartened units, although good in numbers, they don't really hold up in quality. Now the T-34 on the other hand will be a problem at this range, because that is about 200 meters, I would say. And these guys will have some have a tough time to fire at that range. Now in the middle, kind of stagnant. The first engagement happened in the north, and after that not much really happened. Now we do see some airplanes. ME-410, I'm not quite sure what it went for. I think it dropped, yeah, oh yeah, here it is. It dropped right on top of the Cardi units. We just missed that when we were looking north. Both players bring up mortars at the exact same moment. That is, wow, that is quite a coincidence. Looks like Koenig does focus a bit on the south side here. After that bombing run, he's also mortaring it. He has the Sturm Fusiliers moving up. Everywhere else on the map seems pretty calm. There's also a Ski Jaeger team being called in to reinforce when and if needed. Now a really good strategy on this side of the map which I love doing, is to push units into this forest here before pushing through here, because if you get like some AT teams, some PTRS squads or something, or machine gun squads right here, you can both cut off reinforcements and take down units that retreat out of the forest. You always want to go for the flanks. I think I would actually do pretty good in a tournament. I would have to like kind of get rid of the rust on my Steel Division 2 skills, but honestly, so far the games have been really, really good, but nothing like crazy skill, like 5-hat strategies were implemented. The last matches that I've posted were really good. Obviously, Gonzo and her Robert are really, really skilled players, and they would definitely wreck my face probably, since I haven't really played in a long, long time. But in terms of like overall strategy that these players are implementing, it's nothing out of the ordinary. So as a tip for all of you, don't feel discouraged. Now the ME410, the first run that it made, definitely triggered some investment in AA here. So Fredericka bought a 85mm, has more mortars coming up and more infantry. Now in the meantime, we have an engagement in the middle town here. The ski Jäger teams are holding for the time being. MG42 and sniper team versus that MG guy there. Ski Jäger did not prove to be strong enough against 20 PPSHs. Make that 30. But the mortars are basically taking care of these guys for Colonel. Colonel responds with calling in an off map, most likely going to be positioned right about here. Now this is a really good demonstration of a defensive off map, and I do like the use of that. Now in the south, Koenig did push up slightly, but it looks like kind of lost steam. AA doing a good job. 2 ODs doing a good job of suppressing that Yak 1B. I bet if it kept flying, it would definitely get shot down. We have another ME410 coming in to bomb basically the tip of this force here. But it didn't drop bombs. Very interesting. I have actually never seen that happen in Steel Division. Did he cancel? I don't think he canceled it manually. The off-map hits absolutely stuns everything in this group. Now, if this unit gets stunned, yep, that's literally everything in here. Now he just needs one unit to race through this, make them all surrender. Look at that. Now in the south we have a fresh attack. These squads are spotting the leader slash radioman, the Pioneer Fear units. Some more Pioneers have been called in. And Colonel does have a foothold in the second half of this forest. So who knows. I think he's trying to basically flood units into this gap. If he can. Although he has fallen back ever so slightly because the mortar rain has started. Now speaking of mortars, Fredericka does not let go of his pressure on the middle. Starts mortaring some MG positions. Not much has happened in the middle top or far top of the map. And to be honest with you, Colonel does have the upper hand in terms of unit quality here. There's only 2 teams that can really hold this position. But when his MG opens up and the grill opens up, like, that's it. Grill is really well positioned here as well. Now in the far south, a fresh push by Fredericka will actually succeed, I think, because that is just way too much for Colonel to deal with. Now those mortars, once again, I would say it's blue on blue, but it's red on red this time. A lot of friendly fire going on here. It does definitely help Colonel quite a bit. Very nice bombing run there. Now most of these units are actually stunned or like almost there, so that is actually giving these 3 units enough time to take care of the rest of these. That was very lucky for Colonel there. Speaking of luck, I think it is about to change though. 2 T-34Es coming in. Colonel comes in with a BF-109 to stun the M3A1. Did a pretty good job of it too. Let's quickly go over the middle. Now the off-map did stop Fredericka's push, destroyed most of the buildings, so that makes it easier to stop any pushes here. But Colonel hasn't really focused on retaking that position. No, that mortar is nasty, right on top of the Ski Jaeger Pioneer units. But it is smoke? Interesting. In this case, it is actually helping Colonel out. We have a T-34-85 and a 41 battling the T-34E. T-34E does fire a shot, but misses. Ju-87 comes in, but the 85 takes it out before that actually poses a problem. The Yak-1B does get spawned in. There's absolutely no AA here by Colonel. So I do wonder if this Yak-1B is actually going to catch up with the Ju-87. It is a very speedy plane, but luckily for Colonel, it did not catch up. An off-map was spawned in, right on top of the blob here. Very nicely positioned off-map. Again, the middle is definitely hurting Colonel quite a bit. He can easily take this point if he just moves in one squad. There we go, off-map is hitting, stunning absolutely everything. Very nice kills as well. Oof, man, that's a nasty one. Second kill. Very good use of off-map here. Quite defensive. BF-109 comes in. Does land a few shots on the IL-2. But there's no way he's making it out of that air map. Now, an SDKFZ 7-2 was spawned in, and this thing comes in, comes with a 37mm versus the 20mm on these guys. So quite a nice addition to the enemy, to Colonel's AA net here. Now in the middle, a fresh push by Fredericka with his fresh reinforcements. Definitely going to be putting a dent on Colonel's defenses. We do have an ME-410 coming in to try to stop this push. This time does drop the bombs and stuns everything in the middle. Definitely a more intense match than the previous ones we've looked at. Another bombing run takes out the flamethrower units and stuns the M3A1. Yak-1B does go in, destroys the ME-410, but will probably get shot down by the AA. And there it goes. Not a good trade in my book. Now the question is, will Colonel be able to push back? He has stabilized the game, but Fredericka just has the upper hand with points. Now Fredericka needs to make this push happen in Phase B. Otherwise, there's just no way he's going to come back from this in Phase C. I don't know why I had that thing open the entire time, but you guys can tell how long the match lasts anyways from the length of the video, so let's be real. Ju-87 D3 coming in. Not quite sure what it was targeting in the beginning here. That was a manual... Was that a manual target? Because that T-34 was definitely spotted. It should have followed the T-34. Not quite sure what happened there. Fresh giant push in the south. Lots of Saprozes. Now I would like to see more of these armored units move down, like over the... Move up over the top and like cut off the enemy from here. I really don't know why no one on this map makes a push of this. Same for Fredericka. If he, you know, takes over this, then he easily takes over this entire sector. But, you know, hindsight being 2020, that's always difficult. Grill versus T-34. T-34 wins that easily. Now the Saprozes unload and just burn, literally burn, through all of the infantry here. Some more friendly fire going on here. Now Fredericka has taken over the middle and put himself at 14-10. There's also a fresh push happening in the north. Colonel briefly took over this conquest point, but Fredericka is pushing back quite a bit. And he's definitely making use of his superior income in Phase B. But we'll just have to wait and see if he can keep it up in Phase C. Now I got some really nice mortar strikes by Colonel, right on top of the zone here. Pins down one of the Saprozes. And also pins down almost the leader squad. This is one of the only times we're actually seeing mortars being used really nicely. IL-2M coming in for the Stug 3. It will kill the Stug 3, but probably will get shot down by the AA guns. Otherwise that is... Yep, there we go. That would have been super lucky otherwise. Now the funny thing is, if this T-34 just moved up slightly, he would actually see... no, actually, will he be able to see the mortar? I don't think he would be. No. No, he could barely see the truck, maybe, but that's about it. No, also not even a truck. That is a really nicely positioned mortar. It's just out of reach from these units. Now the T-34E on the flanks tried to take out the T-34-85. Did not succeed. He fell back for a moment, and the T-34 is making a really dangerous move here. You should keep this guy at max range. Either max range or move it in, not wiggle it in between here. Now Fredericka is still at, right now at 15 conquest points, a fresh push in the north here, 2 T-34s coming in, 3 of them, correction. A Zis-3 and another Strelky squad, so he's going really heavy on the north side there. Now I think, oh boy, we're about to see some nasties. I think what's going through Colonel's mind right now is we just need to hold until Phase C, then we'll stand a chance. If he knows what the income is of Fredericka. Looks like the Nebelwerfer is about to hit a little bit of nothing. T-34 got wrecked by this T-34, but that T-34 got wrecked by this T-34. So quite a lot of back and forth going on there. There we go, Nebelwerfer opens up. Immediately realized that he probably does not really hit much. He does stun 2 of the infantry squads, so that is something. Will the Marder 3 survive? Nope. Missed his first shot and will definitely get wrecked by these guys now. And there she goes. Very unfortunate luck for Colonel there. Or lack of luck, I should say. I'm not quite sure what this off-map plane is doing. You have a Ju-87 coming in to try to take out this T-34-76 that takes over, you know, half the map because there's just nothing defending it. Putting Fredericka at 15 conquest points. Now 2 of them are heavily contested here. Colonel does have a lot of units, but he's building up. He's not rushing it, which is really nice to see. Now the cluster destroys the T-34. And a Marder 3 should be able to take out this T-34 here. Now as soon as this off-map hits, which might stun this guy a little bit, maybe this guy as well by accident, it should put both of those points back in Colonel's hands. He did take over one of them just now. The main weakness or weak point of Colonel is definitely the south. ME-410 comes in with a bombing run, stuns 3 of the infantry units. Off-map hits in the middle. Pinning down one of them. And that enables them to surrender to the Skijäger. Sometimes you get lucky with a dispersion and you hit something outside. The Nebelwerfer hits right on top of the Zis-3, that's going to destroy that, no problem. And the only thing left here is basically 1 infantry squad and a T-34. Now this Marder will be able to spot this T-34 here in a second. As a matter of fact, he should already be spotting it. If this T-34 misses the first shot... Ooh, actually... can still go both ways. Crew panicked, site damaged. Wow, they both got out. Very lucky. Fredericka making another big rush through the middle there, as you can see. Speaking of rushing, Colonel is pumping units into the south. And he's just holding the force. He's not charging in with like 1 squad of infantry, he's holding, making sure he has enough firepower, unloading units outside to help with their MGs, to slowly push in with CQC units. Now we have a Stug 3 that's also spawned in, and together they should be able to take out this T-34. Marder 3 lines up a shot, misses the T-34. J-87 comes in just in case the Marder can't finish the job, but it does. In the south, the Sturm Skijägers, I can't even talk, with their 9 STG-44s managed to destroy one of the squads here, but will unfortunately get wrecked by the remainder of units. Very nice mortar strikes right there, which should put this conquest point back in Colonel's hands. But somehow Fredericka has 16 conquest points. It's really unlucky because they're like in Fredericka's hands by maybe a centimeter. Like this one here. And these two, well actually this one is being heavily pushed. This one is just held by one unit. But that just shows how important it is to fill up the gaps in your front line. Another off map here should be devastating. Colonel is holding while these mortars are firing in front of the units. So he was expecting these guys to push, but he was wrong. Mortars have stopped in about 10 seconds. I expect the off map to hit right on top of these incoming units as well. And after that, Colonel will probably make a big push for it. SU-57 gets smacked by the T-34. The grill is coming up here to support. Here we go. Colonel, if you don't move these units in the next 20 seconds, I'm going to be very disappointed. Come on. Make it happen. Come on, dude. Literally drive through this. I am... Okay. Here we go. A little bit on the slow side there, but he made the move. I think he's focusing quite heavily on the north. Very nice cluster strike, destroying the tank, putting that conquest point back in his hands. And he's definitely pushing him back out of the north. Now I want to look at this. We have infantry, we have two T-34-85s, I believe. Nope, T-34-42 and an 85. And we have a buttload of infantry moving up. Now there's basically one unit that is really... Actually, most of these units can be destroyed in like 10 seconds. He has so much infantry with anti-tank. But look at this. Oh, we're seeing both parties just move up. Colonel's moving up because he's getting mortared. And Fredericka is moving up because he is mortaring. T-34-85 takes out one of the T-34s. Lines up another shot at the next one. Blasts it head on, does not kill it. Bounces the shot. Takes him out. One of them gets taken out by this T-34. And my god, that suppression is insane. That was quite nasty. Finally, we're seeing this hill being used. Now the Strelkys here aren't really a big problem. The T-34 can handle that easily. There's just one unit here that can be an issue here. We do have a Pack 36 that might be able to take it out. Come on, boys. Very nice side shot. Beautiful. Beautifully micro by Colonel there. Now in the middle and in the north we just see a wave of blue. And the south seems to definitely fall into the hands of Colonel. Now the grill got shot down by, I think, this Strelky unit. With its puny 1.5 centimeter bullet. Now you can definitely tell that Fredericka is running out of steam here. The units he's calling in are quite cheap and not really numerous. Whereas on the blue side we just have expensive units roll out. Which are wrecking basically everything that Fredericka has. Except for maybe the flamethrower units. Very nice Marder T-34 combo here. Slug in the north suppressing the infantry. We do also see some ski Jaegers being held at long range to give MG support where needed. Mortars raining down on the 37, so we could see some airplanes being used here. And yep, there it is. 2 ME or BF-109s coming in to basically gun run the 85mm. I can respect it. And it takes him out. So that basically incapacitates one of them, destroys the other one, and leaves 2 other untouched. Now look at that. The entire southern flank taken over by Colonel in a matter of minutes. And actually puts him at a +1 lead. Now the mortars keep raining down on that 37mm. Nebelwerfer hasn't been used in quite some time. It would be perfect right on top of this position. And speaking of, where's it being used? Okay. Don't know if that's necessary, it's just one dude. But he doesn't know that, so that's fine. Got a Ju-87 being spawned in for the Su-85 over here. The Ski Jaeger might actually get it before it reaches. And that puts this conquest point in Colonel's hands as well. So as you can see, playing it slow and steady, just collecting your units, waiting for that perfect moment to push is better than just rushing it in because you're lacking, or, you know, you have a lower number here. It's not worth just charging like that. Like, take a few hits, wait for your moment, build up units, and then push in. Now, I'm not quite sure why Fredericka is focusing that much on AA. Yes, Colonel is using quite a lot of planes, but I don't know if that is going to help him out. He needs more units on the ground. But then again, his income is so low that I don't know if he has anything else he can still call in. That gun run is just dangerous. It's wrecking absolutely everything. Now 32 minutes elapsed. Fredericka will lose in about half an hour. But I think it kind of comes down to attrition right now. Maybe if Colonel takes over the rest of the middle sector here. It does look like Fredericka's actually making a push, but if that push fails and Colonel takes over this, I think that kind of spells the end. But who knows? 2 MG42s being called in and a grill that is going to absolutely lock down the south. And I would like to see some more MGs and recon units being used here as well. Seems so weird to have this weird arc to an AT gun. I mean, yes, it is also capable of acting as, you know, regular artillery, but it's just looks weird. It's quite effective. Now the amount of heavy equipment being called in by a colonel is just insane. Grills, T-34s, all of the heavy AA. We actually see a Nebelwerfer being called in for the south as well. Got an 85 and a grill here together with MGs. It's beautiful. Now the only stronghold that Fredericka has, or strong position that he has, I would say isn't actually the middle hill, but it's kind of over here. He seems to be crumbling like along the entire front line, and I think it's due to his income. There we go, Nebelwerfer opens up. Does not destroy it, but does make it fall back. And that enables the grill and a T-34 to move up. And I think those guys won't actually have a problem shooting that thing out. Definitely don't lack the range. Those things are so good. Now we see a fresh push in the middle here by a colonel. 2 Sturm Ski Jaegers and a Fusilier squad pushing over the Strelitzes. That's just not even fair for the Strelitzes. Yep, there goes the 85 mil. Grill just nuked it. Yikes. Quite a lot of dogfights as well this game. One of the BF-109s got taken out by the Yak-1B. It might take out a second one. It did. And it might actually survive as well. Yep, that's actually going to live. Unless the BF-109 engages, but this thing is, yeah, way too stunned to do anything. IL-2 comes in, takes out, I think, the T-34. I can't really tell where that thing got destroyed. Oh, right over here. So that got taken out by the cluster. BF-109 comes in to intercept it. And goodbye IL-2. Now in the middle, Colonel managed to take over both of the conquest points, and that basically means the end of this match. Really well played by Colonel here. Major victory. 1,140 more kills than losses. Really well done. Here's the kill list from the eyes of Fredericka. Go ahead and pause whenever you feel like it. The 85 killed more ground units than air power. And here's the losses. This T-34-85 just went ham. There you go. Experience. That is it. That was the first round between these very skilled players, Fredericka and Colonel Koenig 42. Koenig has been around since the first matches, so I'm definitely hoping that he pulls through the next rounds as well. So we're going to be looking at round 2 between these two gentlemen, and hopefully it'll be an entertaining match. So if you enjoyed, please let me know, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.